In the business world, the saying, "the customer is king," underscores the importance of a customer to any business. Indeed, businesses cannot succeed without customers. As such, businesses must aspire to provide goods or services that meet the needs of customers. According to Janet Atika, customer experience is a routine part of business that makes customers feel welcome.
So, and I like to call it customer experience. I don't like calling it customer service. Customer service is really some fix of sort. It is like just getting something done and moving on. But experience for me is something that leaves memorable moments, wow moments, something that lingers on, something that will cause the customer to go feeling, wow, they did this for me. And therefore, customer experience for me, it is that moment, the moment when you respond to a customer issue by giving a solution, yet leaving them feeling, wow.
Ms. Atika joined Safaricom just a week after it was launched in the year 2000.
So my experience has been very interesting. I think I have seen Safaricom grow from a company that was an underdog, wasn't the most loved at the moment we launched, was coming second into the market because the competitor had already launched under the banner of Kencell. And at the time, I don't think we were actually enjoying any brand love of any sort. I think there was all mixed reaction to Safaricom because of where they were before. So I've seen Safaricom move to that level, to a big company that is the #1 company that is enjoying a lot of subscriber base, market share, that has been very innovative, that has changed Kenyans' lives. It's been very, very interesting, and it's been one activity after another, and it's just a story that actually is very exciting.
She has worked with the telecommunication giant in different capacities before rising to her current position in a career spanning 17 years.
I went to college and studied economics and sociology. Maybe that is what helps me today. And in my first job, I was a public relations people. Well, now I let you on in the secret. So I did public relations for about 7 years. After that, I went into sales and marketing. And on joining Safaricom, actually, I came in as a salesperson, managing one of their branches as a branch manager. And after that, I went on to do channel expansion, literally going about nationally to look for space, design the retail outlets, and bring them to life. So most of the stores you see today were actually designed by me, going through about 3 different evolutions. Then I went on to manage all those stores together nationally in what you call retail customer experience. And I was there as head of retail for 2.5 years. And I came to call center 2 years ago. That is what I do today.
Safaricom understands the value that a good customer experience model brings to its business. The firm, according to Ms. Atika, continues to invest heavily in people and infrastructure in its bid to enhance the experience of the customer.
My staff are about just above 2,200 in number. And our everyday job is to ensure that we respond to customers. We have different methodologies of responding to our customers. You can tweet us, you can FB us, you can SMS us, you can email us, but you can also call us, and we are able to respond to you. However, we have other ways of also responding to you. We can serve you on our IVR, and we are hoping that we can do a lot more in that area of enabling our customers digitally serve themselves. So there are a lot of things we're looking into doing going forward that will empower our customers to solve their problems in a better way than we do today.
As the world marked the International Customer Service Week in October, the firm, which is the largest mobile network operator in Kenya, is putting up measures that will further enhance the experience of its customers.
I mean, we have one of the facilities that is state of the art in East and Central Africa. And sometimes I even think I've gone to some of the markets in Europe and the East. I don't think there's a call center that is as fantastic as our call center, the ambience and the kind of facilities we put in place.
Luckily, for Safaricom, innovation has been an important aspect of its operations. It's through innovation that the company has managed to emerge one of the largest, most profitable businesses in Kenya. Notably, feedback from customers has on many occasions informed far-reaching decisions that made the company appeal more customers.
Customer experience has lent itself into a lot of innovation. What businesses do today is out of what customers have said, and you can only get that when you listen to what your customer experience people tell you. I can assure you that Safaricom today has a recharge voucher of 5 bob, but we got there because the feedback from the customers was at launch that our scratch card was 500 shillings, which was the most expensive at the time of launch. The competition was at 300 shillings. And you can see what we innovatively did until we arrived at the Bamba of 5 shillings, making the customers get actually to the bottom of what they're looking for. So it has evolved. It's beginning to be thought about as important, and I think businesses that are intending to be here longer are beginning to focus on experience. And I think going forward, that is where the start point of businesses will be.
For Ms. Atika, the epitome of customer experience is when the customer feels that their needs have been met.
For me, the epitome of customer experience is when your customer is converted from just being your customer to being your advocate. I mean, this is a situation where your customer will stand for you. This is when a customer will go and sell you to somebody else. This is when your customer will actually stand up with you when things are really difficult and maybe you're going through a difficult situation as a business. Once you convert your customers to that level, that's the epitome for me. It means the kind of experience you have given them, they are with you for the long haul.
As a customer experience professional, she dislikes the fact that the customer service departments are not given the much needed attention like other departments.
You'll be surprised that when you ask around, you'll realize customer experience in most of the organizations is given a back burner. It is not even allocated budgets, and it is looked at as what you do after you've done everything else, and which I think those are companies headed for a big failure in a short while. You will do business in the short term if you run your business that way, but I don't think you will have business in the long term. So I think that you're going to have a business for a long period if you have your customer with you. Because let's start with the fact, customer is the king. Without the customer, you don't have who will buy what you have. And therefore, if this customer is not happy, all you need is a strong competitor. And you don't have that customer at all.
One of the reasons why customer experience is put on the back burner of most companies is the fact that it is difficult to quantify the immediate gains of investing in it.
I believe that if you get your customer experience fixed, if you make it a priority, if you are an organization that makes customer experience the central point of your decision making, then you are actually a company that is building a company for many years to come as opposed to short term. However, the fact that it is not possible to quantify the immediate gains you get from experience, I think that is the reason why we go for short-term gains, where we really get customer experience to the back burner.
She says that customer experience is never talked about, a trend that needs to change.
if you're not looking after your customers, then you will be spending a lot of money on marketing to convince them why you are their choice.
Working with the youthful team of customer experience professionals gives her the advantage of getting new ideas.
Most of the time, I tend to hear very many negatives about working with the youth, and what challenges we can say about the youth. But I think for me, it has been an exciting moment to work with the youth. I do mentorship, and I do even reverse mentorship with the youth. You can learn from them. What is exciting about the youth is they are anxious to learn new things, and they are willing to talk back to you when you're talking to them. They won't keep quiet and just nod and accept. And I like that kind of challenge. It causes you to think deeper about the decisions you want to make. They are willing to put their inputs onto the table. They want to suggest. They want to be partisan to what you want to do. And I think how else can a business be vibrant if it won't be in a both ways kind of engagement? So I play down the fact that youthful people are too demanding. I don't think they're demanding. If you listen to them, and if you allow them to give you suggestions on how you need to handle them, it is an exciting organization to run. So I have about 2,000 people plus, and average age is anything 27. Sometimes I have younger than that, like 24. But it is a whole exciting experience to work with the young people. Yes, they have challenges as well. But again, they teach you to see them as an overall person. Okay? You need to understand them socially, you need to understand them economically, you need to understand the peer pressures they go through. And therefore, for me, I think they offer me an opportunity to mentor, to teach, to counsel, and sometimes to be the mother that sometimes, speak the truth to them and help them do the right thing. So I'm very happy leading young people. They're good.
She advises customer experience executives to hire good employees who have a servant's heart, are naturally friendly, and like to serve others. At Safaricom, new customer experience executives are taken through a rigorous exercise aimed at getting the best employees with the right mix of qualities.
Our hiring rigor is one to be admired, actually. We take them through a lot of rigor when we are selecting. We select the best. I must say that my guys on the floor are actually some of the best. So first of all, I must say we take people with degree. Sometimes we take people with diploma. And you do quite a lot of testing before you get into the system. We take you through a psychometric examination before we bring you forward for a competency-based face-to-face kind of interview. We take you onto systems training, testing, and we test if you are able to use a computer or not, because largely that is what you're coming to do. And in all that, we are looking for the best attitude, because we're not hiring the best papers, because you could be having a first-class honors, but with the most horrible attitude, and therefore you'll become a very difficult person even to train and get you to where we want you to be. Neither will you be good for my customers either. So we bring you face-to-face and check out your attitude, and if you have the elements we are looking for, then we bring you on board, and we give you a whole 6 weeks of training, in through which where we give you some kind of testing to just make sure that the training we are giving you is actually being understood and it's impacting well. And we have a pass mark. So you have to get 80% before we can actually now onboard you permanently onto our portfolio.
After the vetting exercise, the successful candidates are given the perfect working environment which stirs their creativity. You can actually come with your child and you can leave the child in the creche. And we have the facility completely taken care of. We have nurses and nannies and a doctor 24/7 on the creche, and we don't charge you for it.
We have a gym, we have Zumba, and you can go and do your fitness without any extra charge. We have our restaurant, we have a place where you can sit in the lounge, and we have a place where you can go and read, the resource center, and you can even order a book of choice that you want to refer to, and it will be provided for you. I know that all this makes my staff stay longer, and we pay them well, by the way. We do pay them very well as well. Our parks are good. I bring them to work and I take them back home. I don't know of any other employer that does as much as I do, but I'm very proud of what I'm able to do for my staff. We have the most attractive maternity policy where our women can actually go for 4 months to look after their children, and when they come to work, they work 6 hours instead of 8. I mean, we have gone a long way to make sure we partner with our employees and make sure that they're quite comfortable at the place of work. We offer counseling services on house. We have a fully fledged Aga Khan clinic on the house. So I'm thinking that with that kind of setup, yeah, they can stay. They can stay 10 years, and we're not tired of seeing them. Yeah.
Her most exciting moment is when she has to give opportunities to the disadvantaged and minority groups.
What I love currently is the fact that I can actually address the minority. I'm able to influence some decisions in the course of my work towards giving hope to those who are meek, those who are hopeless. And what do I mean by that? You will realize that I employ the largest number of people with disability in the organization. And I think even in the country, there are very few companies that employ people with disability. And the fact that I can actually have staff persons living with disability having a gainful employment and being able to be economically productive, I'm actually very excited about it. So we have about 3% of my total staff complement being people living with disability. It touches me, and I think we are doing something bigger than just running a business. We've gone on to ensure that we address the area of diversity and inclusion fully, where if you look at my total complement of over 2,000 people, if you look at men and women, you're sitting at 49% and 50%. And just the ability to cause that kind of balance for me is fantastic. I'm digging in and looking at minorities, people who are unable to get jobs. And the other day I was very excited to hire somebody from Turkana. And for me, I'm not hiring a person. I think a total family has gotten an economic well-being, and we are spreading this cake to the rest of Kenya. So I'm really loving my job because I'm able to influence that part, and it really touches my heart.
In the next few years, Safaricom wants to be the first firm in East Africa to use voice biometrics, a move that is aimed at reducing fraud in the mobile money business.
Very soon you'll see that we will be launching, and we will be the first to do, I think, launch voice biometrics, where I should be able to recognize you by your voice. And I'm expecting this to do a lot for my customers. I'm expecting that, number one, fraud issues will be completely taken care of. Why? Because it's only your voice that is able to open up for service on our network. By so doing, you should be able to serve yourself in many ways of our IVR. I should be able to do call steering of the voice biometric and be able to serve you either through people or through robots and all sort of things. So I'm thinking we're entering the IT sphere of giving service to the customers, and it's going to be exciting. It's going to be fast, efficient, accurate, and secure.
Away from the office, she is a happy farmer who enjoys spending most of her time in the farm.
If I'm able, I will go to my farm. I like seeing things sprout. I like looking at a very nice green lush on my farm. I like seeing animals on my farm, and it's just interesting. I am a farmer actually, and when I tell these guys I'm a farmer, they kind of laugh. When I want to really feel good, I want to sit by the stream, just that feeling of fresh air, the water flowing by, yeah, the chuckle of the birds, in the leaves. It's interesting. So I'm a farmer. If you got me out of Nairobi, I wish I can do this job from my farm. I would enjoy it a lot, but I can't. Yeah, so I'm a farmer. Yeah.
portrait sans retour.